already. Thank you for being here and spending a bit of your Saturday with us. My name is Dr. Ajunwa. Just give me a few minutes. I would start. Okay, so before we start, I just want to fill the room a bit because it's my first time, even though we started some weeks ago. Please do introduce yourself as more people come in, your name, the type of service-based business or physical or product-based business that you do in the comment area. Thank you. All right, thank you for being here for my session. So my session is all about AI for startups. So I believe a lot of us have businesses that we're building. So we're going to take a look at how can AI help us in my session. So this will be your practical guide to building smarter ventures. My name is Dr. Ajunwa. I'll quickly introduce myself and we start. I'm a project management consultant, speaker, trainer, online business coach for business owners that want to build a sustainable yet profitable business. I'm co-founder at Right Track Consulting and chairman for Teach for Employability Skills Foundation, an NGO. So how do I help you? I help you by properly positioning your business to launch online projects such as webinars, online summits, online courses, book launches, affiliate program launches, challenges, giveaways, and any other business related event or project, leveraging on technology tools and proven strategies to 10x your visibility people that are already looking for the solutions you offer while finding and fixing the gaps along the way. I host events, so I have some events like the SME VCon, Small Medium Enterprise Virtual Conference, the REM-WACON, Remote Worker Annual Conference. I have a Sprout community, a remote work support community, and a podcast called the Grow Time Podcast. You can connect with me on LinkedIn over here and on Instagram over survey that we did. And I said a lot of you engaged on it. We saw 19 people say it was ChatGPT they loved. Perplexity had 5, DeepSeek had 3, Gemini had 3, Cloud had 1. And I think someone also mentioned Meta AI, which is also good. Biggest challenge with adopting AI in your startup, a lot of people said the cost, but we'll take a look at it. Is it really expensive? And what are we really trying to do? Types of products and services you're building, a lot said money-saving services, and that is interesting. And then we had a tie with time-saving products, time-saving services. So thank you for all of that response. It helped me to, really build something that you would like. So we're going to have a very beautiful conversation today. And I encourage us to please give it your concentration and your time, so that you get all the value from it. So welcome. Your brilliant brain plus AI tools is equals to unstoppable startup magic. Today's mission, we're going to turn the AI mystery. Some people think AI is mysterious into your competitive advantage. Would also increase, just like people talk about IQ, we also have the AIQ, so we'll increase what you know about AI by the end of today. And you will have specific AI actions, to implement this month and going forward that will transform your business. So let us head into this beautiful conversation. So I think we did this when I started, when I asked for your name, your type of startup, and your best generative AI tool so far. Now, if you didn't comment in the group and you're in here, please kindly comment, like leave a comment. I'll come to all the comments in between the conversation. So we'll look at, first of all, demystifying AI. What is it really? And then we'll take a look at real world case studies, people using it, organizations using it, where it works now. We'll navigate challenges of using AI, so that you do not go in blindly. So we'll like to talk about ethics. We'll like to talk about working smart when you're using AI tools. Then tools you can use today to start solving your own business problems. Your AI action plan will take a look at several interactive prompting as time would allow us. We'll look at prompts are what you would write, results that you would need. Then we'll do actions. Note that you can write it down, send your questions in of this time, turn off notification, and be ready to have a valuable conversation. So just to keep honing in on what we are already doing, so that we can now take it from there. So let us go in. Are you using AI tools in your business right now? Are you using AI tools in your business right now? So I'll give us time to leave remarks in the chat area. And then we asked about this. Right, so I was talking about AI tools and I said we're doing some polls before we get in. So are you using AI tools in your business? I would love to have us comment in the comment area. And I said, if you didn't participate in the poll that we had earlier, please check the tool that is your best tool and put in the chat area as well. And then the last question, we said, think through your business process. What are the repetitive things that you think AI can take off for you? And I said, map it out and tell us. So I'll be looking at the chat area just to be sure we're in this room and that we are engaging. Thank you. So while we are at it, I would move in because of time into the other area. So let's demystify AI a bit. In between, if you have answers to those polls, please feel free to drop them in the comment area. So we're going to demystify AI. What is this AI thing that we've out? So let's go in. So AI is pattern recognition on steroids, being able to recognize patterns. And AI stands for artificial intelligence. I know before now we all have watched sci-fi movies, science fiction movies, with a lot of them talking 2000s, in the mid 2000s. But guess what? The robots are here. So machines are learning and spotting patterns, and they are able to do quite a lot for all of us, from small businesses to the gigantic businesses. So we have several things you need to understand. There is machine learning. So machine learning is teaching computers to spot patterns in data. So that means you're training your computer to say, oh, this is a pattern and this is what it means. So that's making the machine learn. It's just like how we teach children. Like if you taught a child Pidgin English, for instance, and they never heard Queen's English, the child will not be able to speak Queen's English because the programming of that child is just Pidgin. and the child picks it up from there. Then there is natural language processing, making computers understand human language, NLP. So that's what has given rise to AI tools being, everywhere. They are now everywhere in every tool. If you go to your Gmail, you see it. If you're on your phone, it's already having AI enhancements on it. Then we have computer vision, helping computers see and interpret images. So that means you can show an image, and tell the computer, what do you see in this image, or rewrite certain things in this. So tools like ChatGPT that have the attachment area, once you can attach the photo you're talking about, a flyer you're talking about, it can read what is there. Maybe you see let me give us a pro tip. You see a beautiful flyer and you're like, this flyer will be good for my business. So you can attach that flyer and ask it to repurpose this flyer and add my own twist to it, change the colors, do this and that. And it can create that exact thing for you, for your own business. So that's the AI having vision, being able to see. Then there is predictive analysis. So this is using historical data to forecast trends. So that's how come AI can even answer in a sensible way. It can predict from maybe things you've written before, what exactly you may be looking for right now. So it also has memory. ChatGPT has memory. I think Gemini also has memory. Then there is the reality check. Whenever you're using AI, remember, it's not magic, it's just maths that's really good at its job. So it's just putting things together to give you what you need. That's why we said when you're prompting generative AI tools, is garbage in, garbage out. GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage in, it will give you garbage out, something to question it, to ask questions and all that. It will now give you, what you really want that is usable for you. So what is AI not? So we're going to do a bit of myth busting. AI is not a replacement for creativity and judgment. So because AI is here now, a lot of people just do drag and drop, copy. So you don't want to just copy and paste. You want to still have your human creativity in there, because that's something AI cannot provide for us. Even good judgment sometimes, because, as human beings, we have our nuances, we have our culture and stuff like that. So AI can't do any of that for you. So it's you versus the tool. So the tool is to enhance your skills, your capabilities, not to cancel it out. And then, you're just relying heavily on AI. That's not what my lecture is about today. So AI is a powerful tool that will amplify your capabilities. So those things you can do, it will now help you do it much, much better. AI is not also going to solve every business problem. So it's most effective when solving specific defined problems. I also noticed that when you're using an AI tool and you ask it so many things at once, the head can go gaga. In fact, we call that hallucination. So it can even start forging information that is not there, so that you can just leave it alone. So make sure that you're being specific, one specific problem, one defined problem at a time, not 10 or 100 things, it will just hallucinate. So please note that down. And AI is not for tech giants with unlimited budgets, no. It's becoming increasingly accessible to startups and small businesses. Because guess what? The licensing fees don't even match what you're getting, out of it. And before you even buy a license or, a monthly, access you can try a lot of them out. In fact, some of them even have daily limits, because I noticed a lot of us said, oh, the cost was an issue. No, some have daily limits. So if you're not a heavy user, you can actually use it at that rate, get used to it before making an investment. Then AI is not something that works perfectly out of the box. So your competitive advantage using AI is when you now use it strategically. A lot of people say AI is coming to take our jobs, it's coming to do this and that. Yes, it will take your job, it will take your business. Your competitor could be using AI and you're not. So please, this is a very useful conversation, and thank you to SASIE, for inviting me into the conversation for Cohort 2. All right, so generative AI, what does it refer to? It refers to artificial intelligence systems that are capable of generating data such as text, images, audio, or even other multimedia, rather than just simply analyzing or processing existing data. So these systems use machine learning models, particularly deep learning techniques, to create original content based on the patterns that they've learned from the data you train them with. So imagine AI as something that all of us, now if OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT, have 50 million users, all 50 million of us, we are training the tool to understand so many things. That's how come you could just ask it simple things and it's giving you 360-degree ideas, about that particular thing. Then how does AI work? It uses data and tons of data. It needs a lot of information to learn, to be able to give you specifically what you're looking for. So AI looks for patterns in the data. It learns from the patterns in the data, and then it starts making decisions with the patterns it's learning. What are some everyday uses of AI? Voice assistants. I'm sure you've seen Siri. If you have an Apple phone, there is Siri. You can say, Siri, what is the weather for Monday, 21st of July 2025? What does the weather look like in my area? And it starts talking to you. Google Gemini, Gemini also, Google also has Google Assistants. There is also Alexia. You can even ask about, maybe you want to drive to the airport, you're racing to catch your flight. You can ask it, how is the route to the airport from my house? What's the fastest route? I need to get there in so and so minutes. And guess what? Of AI. So I was talking about everyday uses of AI tools. So we talked about voice assistants, and I was going to social media. So social media is using AI heavily to show you what you like. For instance, on Instagram, if you're someone that loves lifestyle related things, hip hop music, you like clothes, shoes, bags, if you go to your Instagram feed, it will just show you those things because the platform sees that you like them. So it will be feeding you more of those things. Now, if you come to my own Instagram feed, it could show you something else. It could show you, because I love things like AI, I love things like my Bible, things around religion, my Christian religion. Oh, because I love things like healthy eating, self-care. You will see all of that being shown me on my feed. Why are they doing that? So that you can stay on the platform longer. Because if they show you things that you're not really interested in it, you will swerve off, move out of the social platform and go somewhere else. And then there are self-driving cars. So self-driving cars are already here. They are abroad, especially Uber. Uber has self-driving cars. They can drive you to anywhere you're going to without a physical driver sitting on the driver's seat. Isn't that amazing? They recognize traffic lights, they recognize the routes that you're going through, and they get you to your destination. I'm sure in Nigeria or across Africa, if this starts happening, we may need to adjust ourselves a bit to, see that as a reality that is real, self-driving cars. But I don't know how it will work in Nigeria anyway. Then we have chatbots. When you talk with a customer service bot online, it's powered by AI. I added our site there. You can just test it. I'm not on the site, nobody is on the site, but a chatbot is there. Once you say hello, I want this and that, it starts conversing with you. So chatbots are being used by businesses, and your smart startup can also use the same. Then there's facial recognition. AI can recognize faces in photos. It's just like when you're using an iPhone, it has a feature where your face can unlock your screen. Your face can unlock your screen. So if your face, maybe, I think someone said there was a time someone had maybe, I don't know whether it was makeup, someone was overly made up, and to unlock her phone was an issue. The AI tool on it could not understand who is this person versus the person that put in their face previously. So these are all daily uses of AI. And why does AI matter? Why should we care? Efficiency. You can work faster and more accurately with huge amounts of data. Automation. It can handle repetitive tasks, freeing you up to focus on more creative, complex, strategic tasks. So for instance, if you use Instagram a lot, and you put out a post, maybe it's for your cake, and you say, put the word cake in the comment area if you want a birthday cake in Q3. Guess what? If you go to ManyChat is the DM automation on Instagram. So if you go to ManyChat site, create your account and all of that, and then put the word cake and say what next should happen. When someone says cake, should it lead them to your WhatsApp? When someone says cake, should it lead them to a form, to book their cake for Q3? And it makes it so easy so that you're not, like if you have 100 requests, is that repetitive task is freed up. You can then allow the automation to handle it for you, and then you handle their inquiries. Okay, so are we seeing how it matters? Are we in here? I hope I'm not talking to myself. Then there is innovation. There are loads of AI tools for creating photo shoots, for creating art, for creating your business products, images of it, mock-ups, so that you can communicate your business without going into a photographer's studio. Who knows about that? Who knows about that? Can we lift a hand if we know about that? I think there is a hand raise feature here. Or give us a thumbs up. I want to see some reactions from the audience. We have 28 people on the call. I need your reactions. I need our reactions. Okay, I'm not seeing any reactions. I do not know why.
People are reacting.
Okay, I've seen. Oh, I've seen. I just want to be sure we're in here. Sometimes when you're teaching online, people may be distracted, but please stick with me. We are going somewhere. We are going somewhere. All right, so why does AI matter for your startup right now? It will give you a lot of advantages. Speed. So you can automate repetitive tasks and focus more on strategy. That's why initially in the first poll, I asked us, what are repetitive things in your business? So that's a question we'll soon use as we move in, that AI can take off for you. Imagine something you used to spend 10 hours on, and you can now spend 2 hours on it. That's a lot of time and money saved. And then you're able to work fast. So imagine maybe a startup owner's website without a chatbot, for instance, and someone really needs an inquiry. If they wait, the customer of today wants everything fast. In fact, they want to blink and you've even given them their delivery, if possible. Like they blink and the delivery arrives. So that means we must leverage on AI for speed. Then personalization. It helps to deliver custom experiences at scale. So that means when you now understand what each customer segment wants, you can actually give it to them as they would like it. Then insights, you can make data-driven decisions faster because these AI tools leave trails. Like for instance, if you're using ManyChat, it can tell you what people most responded to. Maybe a keyword that you mentioned that people responded to. If you're using Instagram, it can show you your analytics from January 1st till today. How many people visited your site? How many are taking action? How many are engaging? How many are non-followers? Which post are they engaging with? All of that is artificial intelligence, and it can help you make decisions better. For instance, if you notice, oh, my people, they love carousels instead of my single post, then that means you can just make more of carousels for them. If they love reels compared to carousels, from the data these platforms give you, you can see for yourself and know where to make adjustments. And it's also cost efficient. So that means you don't need to hire so many people like, businesses used to in the olden days, so you can work with a smaller team. In fact, some of your team members can be remote, as far as they are using technology to do the work they need to do wherever they are. And then early adopters win bigger, because if you jump into it now, you're an early adopter, because I know that a lot of startups may not be using it. So that becomes an edge, like your competitive advantage. All right, then customer service. You can use AI for customer service. In fact, on our consulting site, even if it was 1 a.m., even if it's 3 a.m., the customer service never sleeps because there is a chatbot there. Physically, your staff, yourself, you can't really answer customer queries 24/7. So smart chatbots can help you. They handle 80% of common questions. That means you're training it with the common frequently asked questions that always happen. So a tip I will add here is please always note the common questions people ask you and see whether you can automate it with a chatbot. Now, this can even be on WhatsApp. WhatsApp also has its own AI tools, AI-infused tools that can help you automate a lot of inquiries, especially if you're doing it manually, so that you can free up your time to do the more complex things. Then ticket routing, automatically send complex issues to your right team. Now, this could be for bigger teams. Sentiment analysis, flag unhappy customers before they churn, before they walk away, so that you can treat their concern and make sure you tidy whatever it is up with them. So personalization that feels like magic. AI can help you make your customer feel so special at scale. So for example, e-commerce, I'm sure we all know Amazon, we all know Jumia, we know Konga, and all of that. On e-commerce platforms, you see they use a strategy. They will tell you customers that bought this tie, this necktie, also bought this shirt. Okay? customers that bought this necktie also bought this shirt. So that is to encourage you to even, they are upselling you in a subtle way so that you can even buy more. So that helps you really get personalized, personalized feedback for your customer. Then content, personalized blog posts, product recommendations. For instance, if you pay for like a Netflix or Amazon Prime, you will notice that when you're watching a movie, they're also suggesting another one, so that you can stay back and really watch, quite a lot of it. So that's personalization happening. And most times the suggestion is so perfect because it matches what you're already watching. Then email marketing, you can, tweak your subject lines and timing per person or per segment. So for instance, if some of your people live in Canada, Canada is maybe 6 hours behind Africa or Nigeria, you can make sure that you're sending emails in their own morning time as well. So that means you sieve out those that are not within your geographical time zone and put them in a different bucket, so that you're able to also send to them as they are waking up. And then app experience, customized user interface based on behavior. So these are different ways personalization happens because, you can do it these days with AI. Then there is analytics. So when you have a lot of data concerning what you're doing from maybe your email platforms, your social platforms, your chat GPT platforms, and so on, you need to also make sense of that data. So AI solutions can help you with prediction and automated reporting. So for instance, sales forecasting, you can predict which leads will convert because of maybe their activities on an email that you send them. So maybe they clicked on your call to action. Call to actions are usually call to actions are usually click here or go here to get this or sign up, stuff like that. So if a lead clicks on those links and doesn't just read the message, that means there is a potential. You can predict that, 17% of the people clicked to get here. That means we're going to be having some conversions. Then inventory management, never run out of your best sellers again, because if people keep buying a certain thing, they keep buying a certain color, maybe black colored shoes. So that means you should stock more of black colored shoes. If 99% of your customers always come for that, if you stock other colors, they may not come in for that. Then customer churn, identify at-risk customers, we've said that before they leave, and make sure that you find out, you could poll them, you can even call them up, to find out what the issues are. And then market trends, you can spot opportunities before competitors do. Now, there is a tool I will mention here called Google Trends. How many of us have heard about Google Trends? Let me type that in. Google Trends. How many of us have heard about Google Trends? If you have, please click on the comments in the chat area. So with Google Trends, you can, kind of find out what could be trending even into 2026. You could do your market gap analysis. I know we've done a bit of market research. I hope they spoke about Google Trends because it's such a useful tool. So you could put keywords of things that are related to your services or the product you're offering and see if people are really searching for that thing. If you notice a lot of searches for it, then there is a market for it. Now, you could also do this on places like TikTok, on YouTube, on Google search, so you're using this to find out, are people really searching for the thing I'm trying to create? Very important to note, because if you can find what they want, then you can jump in before your competitor will. Then let's take a look at content creation and marketing automation. So you can use AI to generate post ideas, to generate your hooks. These days, if you just write a caption, without adding a hook, the body of what you're doing and your call to action, people may not really click through to where you want them to click through to. So AI can help generate post ideas, captions, your hooks, your call to actions, in such a way that is engaging your audience to take action. Then you can use it to also do your blog article writing. You can use it to edit what you've written. You could use it to write your advert copy, ad copy. You could use it to test headlines, A and B testing. So did this headline work, or will this headline work? So you can use it to do all of that. And then when it gives you the result, you know which headline to use in your adverts. You can use it to generate video content, from CapCut to InShot to all of the tools out there. You can use it to even generate your YouTube thumbnail, that you're able to have a catchy cover on what you're projecting out there. So there are so many use cases of AI, as you can see. Then you could use it in your operations, calendar management, meeting coordinations, being able to record the minutes of your meeting. We'll see a tool used for that as well. Then you could use it to process your invoices. You could use it for quality control, spotting out errors, testing. You could use it to optimize your shipping routes and your delivery time. Now, an organization that has done this so perfectly well is Amazon. Whenever you order something on Amazon, before you blink, they've started shipping it out. In fact, they'll start giving you where it is right now. Maybe you come back 24 hours later. They'll start telling you, oh, this is where it is right now. So these are all of the things that AI can do plus more. How will it work? Here are some best practices. You must document your process. You can't automate a bad process. So you must write out your standard operating procedures. So to bake a cake or to get an order of a cake fulfilled, what are all the things that we do? You can write, number 1, we do this. Number 2, we also do this. Number 3, we do this, and so on. Because a documented process is, when you now look into the process and see the ones taking time, that's where you know that, oh, we need to automate this particular one. And then we need to, make this one better before we can automate it. Then there is training. You must train your team and get them to buy into your AI or digital transformation aspiration, so that they start getting used to it and, understand how it works. Then you can pilot test bits of your processes. That means doing a bit of it and not your entire business. So you could look at something that takes a lot of time and decide to work on it. Then human insights. Humans, process owners must also be there to oversight the results that AI is creating for you. Remember, we mentioned earlier that AI hallucinates. AI hallucinates. So there must be oversight so that you're not giving the wrong thing to people. So I would pause here again and see if anyone has a question. Any question? I think we are making good progress despite the initial hiccups from our network. All right, so if you have a question, please do well to drop it on the chat, or if you want to talk, I will just allow a minute and then we continue, or we'll take it at the end where everyone, can put in their inputs. All right, so let's take a look at the realities on ground for African startups. What are the realities on ground? Data access and quality in our context. Data is unstructured, so it lacks structures, and we need to start working on it in the age of AI. So many African languages are also underrepresented in AI data training. I have a colleague that has a tool that can speak Pidgin. You can speak Pidgin to the AI tool and it can respond in Pidgin. You can speak in Yoruba, in Hausa, in Igbo. I think they have these 4 languages. And I think in the South African local dialect. So it can give you results back in those languages, but there's still a lot of underrepresentation, which, as we all keep working with the tool, all of that will evolve to capture our languages and our nuances. Then we also have internet connectivity. So sometimes it can affect data collection consistency. And of course, power, energy sometimes, can affect, especially in underserved areas. So this is a real Nigerian example. Intron Health, a Nigerian startup, is developing a natural language processing tool to understand African assets. We have our assets in clinical settings because existing AI can't even understand our diverse speech pattern, our emotic or Yorubatic, way of speaking. It doesn't understand it, but this startup is working on making sure it starts understanding it. Isn't that interesting? So our 3-step action plan audits, where do I get data from? Where do I collect data from? Customers, stakeholders, who do I collect it from? Where are my gaps? And then start small, focus on how our behaviors, our patterns affect how the data, really is at the end of the day. And then when you're collecting data too from people to understudy things and all of that, understand your local data collection policies and the GDPR compliant data collection practices from day one, because Nigeria has laws, even in EU, the European Union, they also have their data collection practices. So when you're asking people for data, they must know how long you're keeping their data for. You're not asking so many questions, just ask the standard questions. That is what the policy talks about. And then you don't sell their data to third party. Okay. Then the second challenge, apart from the data issues that I just mentioned, is AI bias. So the concerns of bias and discrimination when dealing with data, perpetuating abusive data practices. So global AI models often also exclude African context and language. That's a bias. So it can also affect us in Africa, but of course, this AI thing is evolving. It can also exclude your target customers before they even engage with you. So for instance, facial recognition systems, sometimes they fail on darker skin tone, affecting security apps. Then credit scoring, sometimes when they use credit scoring, it doesn't work for our informal economy workers. Then language models that don't understand the Nigerian way of expressing ourselves in English. So these are challenges that we may have. So your defense test across different demographics. Before you launch test whatever AI thing you're doing with different Nigerian users, different age groups, regions, even religions, cultures, economic background, and so on. Then use local data. Prioritize your Nigerian customer data over global data sets when training your AI model. So that it's not giving you information of someone in New York when you live in Yenegua, for instance. Then build diverse teams. Even if you're a solopreneur, get feedback from different people, different communities, so that there's no bias in what you're going to be throwing out there. Then the third challenge, privacy and trust in the Nigerian market. So building trust in a skeptical market. So for instance, in 2022, I'm sure we know Flutterwave and Cheaper Cash. They faced regulatory suspensions in key African markets due to questions around licensing and anti-money laundering protocols. So Flutterwave faced security incidents, including a security breach that led to unauthorized transactions. Nigerian customers are increasingly privacy conscious, because fintechs may have security issues that they've not closed the gaps on. So that is a bit of a problem in our own climes. Then the Nigerian market reality, trust is everything in our market, because everyone thinks someone out there wants to scam them. Then one data breach can destroy years of your reputation building. Customers want transparency about how their data is also going to be used. So when you ask for their NIN, BVN, this and that, that's a lot. So also note that. Then for trust building, transparency first. Create simple, clear privacy policies in both English and your local language. Oh, this is what we'll be doing with your data. Oh, you can do that in Pidgin, in Yoruba, in Igbo, in Hausa, and other local languages near you. Then customer control. Give users easy ways to download, delete, or even control their own data. Local compliance, ensure you comply with the Nigerian data protection regulation law from day one, because they have penalties for people that don't.
Hold on,
Then the
come. How much is super pack? 400. What's egg?
startup investment.
You are we can't hear you more.
I'm back. Okay, so we're talking about the startup investments for new startups. So I said early stage startups work with tight budgets, but you can still use some of the less expensive tools, because they also have different pricing tiers across different regions. So you need to prove your ROI to secure funding if you need funding to, get that in. Then your 3-step smart investment approach, problem first approach, define the specific problem, that the AI would solve, and then calculate your potential revenue impact. Then start free or local. So begin with free tools like ChatGPT, Google AI tools, and so on, or Nigerian build solution, or wherever your location is. Then measure everything, track time saved, how satisfied the customer was, and then the revenue impact to justify scaling up to maybe more expensive tools. So as you're using ChatGPT, you're documenting, did it save us time? How many hours did we use to do this for? And with this tool, how many hours are we able to do it for as well? So this is an assignment that we can take home, because I want us to really start using AI in different parts of our businesses. I will drop this with Precious. She will drop it in the group. And please, you can do it and share in the group. You know, it's a risk assessment assignment for using AI in your startup. So I will continue to move forward. I'm watching the time so that we can be able to ask questions. So this is session 3. We're making good progress. So session 3 is talking about AI tech stack and uses. So I'll just go through it very quickly. So there are no code AI platforms for beginners. So there are tools for customer service and chatbots. You don't need to code to create it. So there is Chatbase, there is Intercom, there is Tido. So they can do live chats, you know, with AI-powered responses. You can put that in on your website. Like I said, even WhatsApp, Telegram, they also have some of these tools that you could use to upgrade how you're serving your customer. Then for content creation, there is Jasper AI. You could use it for copywriting. So these days, when you're promoting your business, don't just write anything. There's something called copywriting, where you're writing copies that will attract your audience and then help them go ahead to buy. Then there's Canva AI. Canva is a graphic tool, but it's more than a graphic tool now. You can use it to code. You can use it to do so many things without learning coding itself. You know, there's Grammarly. It's an AI-powered writing assistant, meaning you can use it to, you know, edit whatever you're writing so that it comes out in the right tone of voice and stuff like that. Then for marketing, social media and marketing, there is Buffer. So instead of posting manually every minute that you need to post out your content, Buffer can help you schedule it. So you can even schedule into September, October, you know, and it's done automatically for you. Hootsuite also does the same. It also does social listening, you know, with AI analysis. MailChimp is an email platform. There are so many of them. There is MailerLite, SendFox, and so on. So they actually also give you analytics to see what happens when people read your emails. Then for sales and customer management, there is HubSpot. HubSpot has a CRM, you know, so that it can help you score your leads and know the ones that are about to convert to paying customers. Calendly, beautiful tool. There is also Tidycal, because Tidycal is free. Calendly allows you one meeting. So you could have a meeting. I see someone write that they offer live coaching as what their startup does. So your live coaching sessions, you could have sessions and you describe it on Calendly. You ask people questions, you know, to vet them. And then you plan your meetings with them, and it's all done automatically once you set it up. Then there is Salesforce. So this is Salesforce Einstein, AI insights for your sales team, so that they are not beating about the bush. They can know exactly who or what to follow through on or follow up on. Then for analytics and business intelligence, you don't need any PhD. AI can do that for you without going to a data analytics class or data science class and all of that. So there is Google Analytics. It can give you intelligence. Once you have your website connected to it, it can tell you what is going on. You know, how many people are visiting every month. On our website, we have the Google Search Console, the Google Analytics reports, and they come in every month end so that you see, oh, these are the 4 products, or these are the 7 products that people really search for in the month of June, you know, so that you're doing more of that and you're looking to convert those people that are lurking in the background to paying customers. Then, of course, there are other tools like Tableau. visual analytics with AI insights. There is Monkey Learn. There is Monkey Learn, text analysis, and sentiment monitoring. For e-commerce, Shopify, Dynamic Yield, Yotpo. So they are all beautiful tools you could use for retail and e-commerce if you need to have AI infused in what you're doing. Then for productivity and operations, you can double up on what you do by workflow automation. So there are tools that can help automate things without you touching your hand on it. So there is Zapier. It helps with making apps connect to each other. Maybe somebody fills a Google form, an email is sent, immediately that form is filled. Okay? So that's what Zapier does. It's apps talking to apps without you doing the heavy lifting. Then there is Notion AI, smart note-taking and content creation. So all of these things will be shared with us. Please, the assignment is also to look at all of the tools mentioned. I know there are quite a lot. Look at them, create accounts on them, play with them, use it for one or two things. And as you're doing so, you will start getting into the habit of using AI in your business. There is Airtable. It does a lot of things, just like we have Trello for project management, tax management, database management, and all of that. There is finance and legal. So you could use your QuickBook AI. There's also a beautiful tool that has AI functionalities, which is Zoho Books, Z-O-H-O. So they can help you with a lot of sending out invoices, doing this and that. For lawyers, there is Law Geek. It can help with AI contract reviews or standard agreements. Flee for expense management with receipt scanning. So there are tools for every part of your business. Then you could use this to brainstorm. Think about your biggest time waster or bottleneck. Where do we have bottlenecks? This is all our processes. Where do we have bottlenecks? And then you identify 3 potential AI solutions that we've discussed so far that you could use. So pick one that you can implement this week. Again, share with the group for feedback. I'm inside the group, so I encourage us to, share. You can take screenshots of pages that have assignments so that you can actually get to it. Then we'll do that later, not right now, but we're going to be doing this one, right now. So this is us taking an inventory of our process. So I'm using a cake business in this instance as an example, and I want us to think about our business tax. How much time do we spend doing it? So for a cake business, order tracking, they are taking 30 minutes to track orders. Inventory updates, 45 minutes. Now this is just, it could be longer, but I'm just using it for the time being. Customer questions, 2 hours per day. Maybe they tackle 100 customers. Social media updates, they're spending 1 hour every day to do it and post manually. Then invoice processing, 1 hour to do it. So you see this cake business is spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, 15 minutes to process their inventory. So this is good information that we are going to now use to ask ChatGPT, for instance, how can we optimize what we are doing, use less hours, and be faster with delivering what the customer wants. So your turn, I want you to, in your journal, list your regular business tasks with time estimates. So think of your major tasks. What do you do? How much time do you spend per day? So we're looking at per day, not per week. Okay, so I want you to do this. So I will give us time. I'll give us like 2 minutes. So you could do this with 3 or 4 processes of yours. So I'll give us 3 minutes to do this. You can take a screenshot so that you can take a look at it. Are we done? Who has taken a screenshot? Can I move ahead? You can click thumbs up so that I know. If you have taken a screenshot, I think we are all muted. If you've taken a screenshot, please give a thumbs up.
Yes, we have.
Okay, thank you. So as you've taken that screenshot, I want you to, like I said, write out the things that usually take up a lot of your time. I want this to be practical. So we're going to spend a little bit of time here. So check into this tax frequency. How often do you perform the tax? The more frequent, giving it to AI to do. Then complexity. How complex or complicated is the tax? The less complex, the easier to automate. So if it's really complex, then please, it's not a candidate for what we are talking about. Then variability, how much does the tax change depending on different factors? The less variable, the more suitable. If you know it's always, like Chinese will say, same, it's always the same, then we can always automate it. Then impact, how much does the tax affect your business goals or outcomes? The less the impact, the less risks for automating it. Okay? The less risks for automating it. So I want you to think through your tax. I'm still giving us a minute to think through what are the tasks, how much time do they take, how often do I do it? Is it so complex? If it's so complex, it's not a candidate for what we are talking about. If it's very variable, it's also not a candidate. Less variable, less complex, more frequent, they are tasks for automation. Less impact, they are tasks for automation. So please do take a screenshot as well. So these are some of your take homes. I love giving assignments in my sessions, you know, so that you didn't just listen and walk away, but you listened and you went back to apply it. All right, so let's go to ChatGPT. Let's go to ChatGPT. So this is the prompt to put in. Again, please take a screenshot of this prompt. I run a cake baking business. Now you put your business type you put the number of employees. Here are my main daily tasks. So remember, we asked for the tasks that you do in this particular area on page 37. We said identify the tasks and the time you're spending to do it. So you've put in your prompt, then you list all the tasks and the time you're spending to do it. Then the next part of the prompt says, please help me identify which tasks are good fits for AI. Suggest top-rated, cost-effective tool types or examples that I can use. Estimate how much time I will save, and then recommend a logical order for implementing these tools. So if you have your ChatGPT on, please put in this prompt and let's see what ChatGPT tells you about your type of business. Are we ready? I'm sure we all have our ChatGPT accounts. Do we? Am I assuming? If you're using your phone, please get it on as an app on your phone. If you go to your app store, Google App Store or Apple Store, you would find ChatGPT by OpenAI. There are so many people with ChatGPT logos that are not ChatGPT. So you're looking for the one made by OpenAI. So we're going to put in this prompt. I run you put your business type. Please, let's be fast. So when you're describing your employees, if some of them are contracts, you can put contracts. Like if you have 2 steady employees and 1 contract, you can describe that as well. Here are my main tasks, my main daily tasks. So what are the things you do daily from Monday to Friday? Every day you always repeat them. So you put in your tasks. Number 1, you put the tasks. For instance, mine could be client meetings. And I say I spend 4 hours or 3 hours in client meetings. Okay, so I'm just giving you an example. Mine is a consulting and training business. Yours could be what you're doing. I could add other things I do. Research. Say I spend 2 hours researching. Email correspondence. I could say I spend maybe 1 hour corresponding on email. I could add a 4th thing. Training session. So I could say I spent 2 hours, 30 minutes training. So of course, this could be anything for you, but we could just stop at the 4th thing we do daily just because of time. So we'll say, please help me. Someone said we shouldn't be saying please to ChatGPT and any of these tools, that it takes a lot of energy. You know, if everybody keeps writing please. So please help me identify which tasks. I hope we are doing this, are good fits for AI. Okay. So I'm typing on my phone. Suggest. I'm typing this out. I'll come back to show us, you know, once I'm done. Suggest top-rated, cost-effective 2 types or examples. Estimate how much time I could save. Recommend a logical order for implementing these tools. Okay. So I am going to share another screen. Okay, I hope we're doing the same wherever we are. Please put it in your ChatGPT. So I'm going to pick that out. I'm going to pick that prompt out. I needed to create it on the run. Okay, and head over to, I'll stop this share and share my screen. I'm going to be looking for ChatGPT. Okay, so I hope we can see my screen. If you can, please do give me a thumbs up.
Yeah,
And
we
you,
can.
Precious, can you? Okay, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to put in the prompt that I encourage us to create. Now, for class purpose, I just did something very basic, okay? I just did something very basic for tax with the times I'm spending, and I'm putting that in. So ChatGPT is doing its business now. So this is a tailored breakdown of how you can integrate AI into your daily, for me, it's a consulting and training operation, reduce workload and boost efficiency. So can you see my own results? It's suggesting tools. You know, some of these tools, I've mentioned them. So it's suggesting some of them. And of course, I'm actually using some of them in real life. Time you're going to save 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours, especially on research, email, and training content creation. So have you seen where you're saving money? So pro tips, start small. So pick one area and test with a free or trial plan of these tools. Train your team, you know, to use the tools, and then create your SOPs. Document how each tool should be used so that even your staff, your team members can follow suit. So was this useful for us? Was this useful for us? Who is going to try it on a bigger scale to save time? To save time. So it's giving you the time you will save, the AI fit, whether it's fit for AI, and then the tool types. So this is such a great suggestion, you know, to help you look for places of this place and return to slide. So I encourage us, you will get the slides. Please try it out on your real day activities, you know, so that you can see where you can make those savings of time and money. Then in our session 4, we are going to be doing a lot of prompting as time will allow us. Precious, how many minutes do I still have?
I have like 20 minutes more. Oh, sorry, 10 minutes.
Oh dear, that is serious. I'll try to see what I can do. So let me be a bit faster. So here we talk about prompts that you can use to build up your startup processes. So there is ChatGPT, which we just saw by OpenAI. I don't want to go through all of that. We can read that from the slide. Notion AI, which I talked about, it can become your digital workspace, your second brain, or you can use it for note-taking, creating templates, SOPs, you know, and sharing it collaboratively with your team members so that they can know where to find, maybe if you're a cake maker, like we've been using cake, you can put recipes in there, you know, so they can follow it wherever they are, you know, and things like that. Then there is Cloud AI, very versatile. It can allow you even code apps, you know, mobile apps, websites, and so on. There is Hootsuite. We talked about it. You could use it for scheduling your content across all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter or X, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and so on. There's Perplexity, very intelligent AI tool. You could use it for your research, and it also gives you references of where it found the information from. There is Firefly's AI. You can use it to capture meeting notes of your online meetings. Like this meeting, if there was a Firefly AI in here, everything we said, it would actually write everything out, and it can serve as your minutes of meeting. You could use it to transcribe maybe to another language, you know, and stuff like that. So please, I know it's a bouquet of tools, but please take a look at them. They would really elevate what you're doing. Then there's CapCut, very popular free video editing app designed for creating and editing videos on mobile phone. You don't need a laptop, you know, so you can use it to trim, edit your audios, add filters and effects, and even share out to your social platforms. So AI can help you at work with transcribing audio, So you can do your transcribing. I don't want to go into all of that. Creating your content. I think we talked a bit about that. Generating images. So you could use tools like Leonardo. There is also Midjourney. Let me add that over there. Of course, Midjourney can be a bit of an expense, so but it's a very powerful tool. So there is Midjourney, there is Krea, there is Grok, there is Bing Image Creator, there is Ideogram. So instead of paying for photo shoots and stuff like that to get images or graphics, you can do all of this with these tools. It depends on your prompts that you're feeding it. Then you can brainstorm and research with AI, Cloud, Gemini, Copilot, ChatGPT. You know, have conversations with them, and then you're able to get that in there. So a very important part of prompting is what you're typing in, just like we typed into ChatGPT and got that result. So prompting, you need to make sure it's writing like you. So a new chat with ChatGPT is a blank slate. So to get what you want, you need to be very descriptive. So you can tell it how you want it to sound. You know, if maybe you're creating an email, a blog post, you know, a social content and so on. Do you sound friendly, warm, conversational, professional, quirky, engaging? You know, you want to tell ChatGPT, sound like me. You know, so how do we make it sound like you? You give it examples of your writing. So what are the things you wrote with your mind, with your brain? Emails you wrote with your brain, LinkedIn posts, articles. If you don't have anything, write a paragraph or two and say, please, ChatGPT, I want to train you to write like me. And then you give it some of your writings. Then you can also prompt a tone of voice guide, TOV, so that it sounds like you. You know, a lot of people don't want to use AI because it's sounding like a robot, but you want it to sound like you. So this is also a prompt to use. You can take a screenshot, act as an extensively experienced copywriter, trained in writing tone of voice. In writing tone of voice guides, specifically for ChatGPT, it could be for DeepSeek or whatever. And you put your job title, you put your job details, and I'm looking for you to write an in-depth tone of voice guide. Now, do you know that this can be a service you render to businesses? A lot of them just go in, garbage out. So you're teaching ChatGPT like a child to write in their tone of voice, and then you're telling it, I'm going to give you further instructions. I want you to focus on 4 dimensions of my tone of voice. Then you list all your tone of voice. Maybe you're someone that cracks jokes, you're respectful, you're formal, you're enthusiastic. You know, analyze the content patterns around sentence structure, word use, perspective, language type, grammar, punctuation, emoji usage. Remember, the aim here is, this is a prompt. So you copy it, take a screenshot, and replicate it. So you're able to replicate this tone of voice precisely by using the guide you produce. So be detailed. I'm going to feed you one piece of content at a time. So you give it an email you wrote in your tone of voice, a LinkedIn post, an article. I'll tell you each time what it is. Please read and analyze each one so that you're not just jumping to get an output. You're teaching it. When I say I'm finished, I'll say I'm finished, and you can create the tone of voice guide. Produce the report in Markdown. When you're ready for the first piece, let me know. Then add a few pieces of content that really worked for you. LinkedIn posts, you know, like we said, anything, a paragraph or 2 in your own voice, how you want to sound. So you're telling it to use it in your new prompts. Then you save the resulting tone of voice guide in a separate document so that you can find it again. Then whenever you're prompting next to create content, add this guide, attach the guide, you know, that it gave you. Maybe it gave you in a Word document. Always attach it. So that is how your content will now sound more like you. So I said you could replace ChatGPT with Cloud, Gemini, or DeepSeek. Because of time, we can't do this tone of voice, but I'll see what else we could do. So again, these are the frameworks. So this is an acronym, RACE. You give it the role, the action you want it to take, the context, and the expectation. You could give it a tag, the task, action, and goal. You could give it an 8, action, purpose, and expectation. You could give it a cost, context, objective, action, scenario, and task. You could give it a trace, task, request, action, context, and give it an example. So these are beautiful ways to prompt, and you really get beautiful results like nobody else would. So these are practices we're going to take back. If you want to create a successful product launch, you can use this prompt. If you want to plan your day and organization, you can use this prompt. So these slides will be shared with you so that you can take off the information and use. If you want to write social content, maybe you want captions for Instagram posts, reels, videos, you can use this. You want to create a LinkedIn content calendar idea, you can use this. This is our take-home exercise. So this is a prompt for funding. You know, maybe your business needs funds, but you don't know even where do I get funds from. So you can ask ChatGPT, DeepSeek, or Gemini, what sources of funding, investors, loans, grants are available for my business model? And then you explain your business model. So you will tell it to ask me questions, maybe 10 questions to understand my business model. And then it will give you perfect solutions where you can find funding. Then marketing strategies. How can I leverage social media platforms to reach my ideal customers? You can tell it, ask me 10 questions about my ideal customers. So by the time you're doing this, it's no longer garbage in, garbage out. You're now getting real results that will push your business forward. You can check for 18 other prompts for startups on this link. Please take note of the link and the screenshot. So in wrapping up, continue to learn. AI is evolving and at a tremendous fast pace. Subscribe to AI newsletters like the Batch, AI Breakfast. Follow AI-focused community founders. There are so many on LinkedIn, on Facebook. You can also follow me. I'm an AI literacy educator as well. Attend monthly AI meetups or webinars, just like you did now. Experiment, try one new AI tool per month. And then there is the 80-20 rule. Focus on AI that directly impacts your revenue, that saves you time and money. You know, there are so many tools. So don't focus on the ones that are not necessary for your kind of business. Final thoughts. As we wrap up, AI is a tool and not a magic wand. Start small, think big, move fast. Your unique insights plus AI capabilities can create your competitive advantage. And what's the future of all of this? AI is becoming agentic, so it can become an agent, a tool for doing specific tasks in your organization. It can become your teammate. You know, AI is also becoming cognitive. It can recognize so many things now because we've super trained it. I told you if there were 50 million users on ChatGPT, you can imagine someone that 50 million experts trained. That person is really something else. So AI is going towards agentic AI and cognitive AI. The future belongs to startup founders that can embrace and understand this tool. So there we go with my session, AI for Startups. I hope you got some value. I would take your questions now. And I would also love us to give me a feedback. This is not my real face. This is AI generated. Please take a screenshot. I'll put the feedback link on the group. so that you can send me your feedback from my session. You can also connect with me on Instagram, on WhatsApp. And if you feel, oh, I love this presentation and I really want to go all in to see areas that AI can save us time and money in our startup, please book a free discovery call for 15 minutes. So this is on a Calendly link. You can take the link. Let me try to put that link in the comments area. So you can take the link, and book a time, but not just immediately, not today. You can book a time and then we'll ratify that time and work with you based on a convenient time. So thank you so much for listening in. So I look forward to questions. Precious, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ojiugo, for this insightful session. I learned a lot personally. I don't know if others learned one or two things about AI and all that. So I hope we are walking away, even though some of us know some things, we are walking away with fresh tools and ideas today. So now I'm opening the floor for a Q&A. Anybody has questions, please, let's ask questions so that let's ask questions. You can open your mic and speak and ask questions, or you can put it on the chat so that we can see them and read it out for you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you once again for today's class. I've really learned so much today, added to what I already know. Thank you. Thank you for the class. I've really learned so much. Please, I was asking, you mentioned a lot of AI that are doing different stuff. So I want to know, does it mean that one have to, have all of these probably in their app or website, all of these different kind of app AI performing different tasks? So does it mean they have to be incorporated into the app or the website for effective functionalities? Or I don't know. I don't really get that part.
Okay. So depending on what you need AI to do for you, we started with identifying the tasks that you have that you think, okay, I think AI can help me take off the load from this task. And we used a prompt on ChatGPT that now suggested specifically for your type of business, these are the apps that can help you. And we said a lot of them have free trials. Okay, so those ones with free trials, you can first of all trial it out for one process. So we're not saying do everything at once. Use it for one process that is repetitive, that takes a lot of your time, but meanwhile an AI tool can help you. So that's what we meant. Use the tool that matches your own business, the types of things you do. For instance, what do you do? The general.
Okay. My program is still in the bio anyway. It's like more like an e-commerce platform, but basically focused on health niche.
Health niche, okay. Yes, so some of your things that could be would include people booking a meeting. Is that not so? Because if you're going to solution, you need to know what is wrong with them. So health niche wise, you could have a meeting booking AI tool. So you just give the persons the link, they book a meeting, answer certain questions, And it reduces that time of interviewing them to know what is wrong before you give them a product or a service.
Okay, okay. I get that part too. That's great. But I'm looking at something where, people get like, people just access any products they want through the website or the app
Okay.
without
Yes.
necessarily booking. But that aspect of booking, I think that's also good. That might also be part of it. Let's just say an added advantage. But it's not everybody that will necessarily have to do the booking. So because some already know what they want, what is wrong with them, they just want to go straight to the app or website and then make their purchases.
Yes. So what you could do is, of course, a website. Okay. So e-commerce store, you must have a website. So this website makes it so easy. They just put whatever products they want in their shopping cart. Okay, without any conversation with anyone. They put what they need, they check it out, they pay. So again, in fact, I've seen there's a place called without advertising their business, there's a place called the Health Place. So please look them up on Instagram. They are totally automated. So even when you're chatting with them and you mention this is my problem, this and that, they just give you the link of the product. So you go there, put it in your shopping cart, buy it, and as you're checking out, they would even give you all the addresses and tell you to pick the address where this delivery man will bring because they have bikes, where the delivery man will bring your product to. And then you're paying the delivery man on the site as you're checking out their product. And once you click end and you've paid, that is it. The next thing, a delivery man calls you and asks you for a convenient time and delivers it to you. So you could borrow a leaf from them, the Health Place, and see what they are doing differently. I hope that helped you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
More questions? More questions? This is your opportunity. My sessions are paid for. So this is your opportunity to ask questions. Please feel free. If you want to type it for any reason, please feel free to ask.
Okay, ma, I remember something again. I want to ask something again. All this AI, okay, I remember you said some are free that you can use for some time.
Yes.
But I don't really know the maximum amount they all cost. For instance, someone invited me to one program like that, and it's strictly AI based. It's all about AI agents.
Okay.
So, and initially, the way the person marketed it to me, I thought it's something free. But when I went through the site, did the registration, and I was trying to navigate through my dashboard, I discovered they were paying like roughly $100 per month. So they it's a new platform. You just train your AI. Is AI agents now. So for it to
Yes.
give you, there's a way I'm still trying to understand the platform because it's a new platform. So you
Okay.
train your this thing. I think they'll be launching by August or September. For you to do, they have a lot of packages like 99, almost $100, like I said. And
They
there
have
is one they said
free trial. They're a free
they don't have
trial.
no, they don't have free trial. I don't think so. They don't have free trial. In fact, the way they even did it, I think if you don't renew, because they did it in a business way, when you also bring in people, you also make money. So apart from using it to run business, you also make money when you introduce people to the platform.
Okay.
So, and if you don't like maybe renew, because you renew monthly, except you pay for lifetime. So if you don't pay, you end up losing everything, even the money that you would have made from people like that. So I
Okay.
don't
What I will tell
know. I don't know if it's something I can send you the link so that you will know if it's something that does similar to what we are discussing. Do you get my point?
yes,
So
you
I don't
can.
really have the platform can help me. And also, is this something I can actually use for my own platform? Is this something cheaper or there are more cheaper options? Like, I really don't really get it. So I'm not really into it because I don't really understand. And I don't even understand the rest of them, how much they cost. Because I heard incorporating AI into your website is not really cheap, because I thought it was something that cheap or even maybe free stuff. Before I heard it's not that easy. So I
Okay.
don't know.
The thing is, AI
Mm.
AI expensive to run. So if you're going to use like an agentic AI tool and all of that, you must pay for it. Because remember, you pay for your staff. Is that not so? So staff, they are
Yeah.
things for you. So agentic AI is replacing a staff. So that's why they are telling you is a paid service. Okay. So that's why it has a fee. So you can send it, I can review it and see what they mean. All right, any more questions? Thank you, the general, for engaging. Any more questions?
So much.
You're welcome. Question time. Please, like we said, start small. Start with something that AI or ChatGPT can take off for you. Something like Buffer or Hootsuite can take off for you, and then you start navigating your way. More questions? I'm seeing a lot of people on the call. You don't have questions? Please use the feedback link I shared earlier. Share your feedback. If you need more help, book a free discovery chat so that we see where we can help you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Precious.
Okay, thank you again, Dr. Ojiugo, for this session. And if you get more questions later, you can put it on the chat and she will attend to you on the chat, on the group chat, on the group chat on WhatsApp. So today is a wrap, and we are looking forward to what is coming next. Please don't forget to apply. Don't forget to apply what you learned today. AI isn't the future, it's already here. So I will see you next week. Thank you all. Bye.